Hey guys, welcome back to another Plan With Me video. Today I am setting up my bullet journal for the upcoming 6 months. As you may have noticed, I'm working in semesters, so I'm not putting up my bullet journal at the beginning of the year, but at the beginning of February because my semester starts every February and every October, so that's why I am shifting 1 month with my planning. But that's kind of nice, right? Because you have a setup video to watch now, since all the other ones were due last month, so I hope you enjoy. And if you do, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Be sure to click on the bell to get notified every time I post a video. Now, without further ado, let's start planning. 2020 was without a doubt a challenging year. However, the internet is already overflowing with negative comments about the last year. I like to see the positive side of the story and to keep looking forward. 2021 is going to be better and brighter. Another bright thing is that I am starting a new bullet journal. I bought the blue scribble and dot with a little dog on the front. If you want to know more about this journal and its features, be sure to check out my review video on this. I will link it in the description box down below. The pre-printed key and index are practical, but I do not use an index and I will be setting up my own key, so we are skipping these pages. I want to start with a vision board, a spread in my bullet journal where I can work out my major priorities for the upcoming year. This is a very personal process, but I will take you through it. I got the pictures from Pinterest, just scrolling and looking for some inspirational photos. I then copy and paste them into a worksheet and print them out. For every priority in my life, I printed 1 or 2 pictures. I tried to find matching colors, so all the pictures are like a white brownish color scheme. This is pure an aesthetic thing to do, but it helps to make it all fit together in one vision board. I ripped some brown paper apart and I'm sticking a piece of it onto the spread. I use a very useful thin glue stick because it can go all the way into all the little corners. I will link the stick down below. My first priority is God. I'm a Christian girl and my life is devoted to Christ. So this is my #1 priority. An example of a goal inside this category is finding a new church. I'm getting married in May and for this I am moving to the other side of the country. So finding a new church is an important goal for me. My second priority is my fiancé and soon-to-be husband. Our wedding, but also preparing for the married life. With this comes a priority, home. I want to be a homemaker and I want to keep our home clean and happy. I try to work out 3 times a week, but I feel like I don't have a routine when it comes to working out. So I would like to keep moving, but maybe a little bit more planned out and adjusted to my new life. I'm adding YouTube and TikTok to the spread, because I would like to grow a little bit more on YouTube and maybe start a TikTok account for my bullet journal videos. So stay tuned for that. I am now writing my specific goals around the broader priorities. My hand lettering isn't very complicated or artsy, but just simple alternating fonts. In the middle I added 2021 vision board with some fun easy doodles and colors and some washi tape. Next up is my key. I use the symbols from the original bullet journaling method. These are 8 symbols. For tasks, for when I completed a task, when a task is in progress, 1 to migrate forward and 1 to reschedule back into my future log, 1 to cancel a task, then 1 for events and 1 for notes. If you want to know how all of these symbols work together, I will link for you the video of the maker of the bullet journaling method down below. The rest of the layout of my key is very simple. Just some branches with little purple roses. The colors that I'm using for this entire setup are 3 TOMBOW dual brush pens. A green one, a beige one, and a blue-grayish one. I will write the numbers of the Tombow markers below. Every bullet journal setup, I tried to pick one Bible verse to help me through the semester. This time I chose Matthew 5 verse 16, which says, "Be a light for all to see." I think this can be especially important in these hard times. People tend to be so negative and so hateful, so shining bright can change this attitude. The next spread is a grid spacing cheat sheet. I have to be honest, I don't use this that much, but sometimes it can be practical and it is also very fun to set up. For my goals page, I used a creative font. So what you do is you take a piece of washi tape. I prefer the smaller ones for this. You stick it onto the paper and write whatever you want a little bit above and a little bit below the washi tape. Then you pull the washi off the paper and you are left with an abstract font in which you can write another word or sentence. My explanation isn't flawless, but I hope the video helps to see what I mean. Now a spread that I'm making for the very first time, a YouTube idea spread. I want to collect all the ideas I have for YouTube onto one page. So if you have any requests for videos you think I should do, write it in the comments down below. The right page is becoming a things to check out spread. Just like in my previous bullet journal, I added TV, which is like movies and series, then one for books, one for podcasts, and one new category, places to visit. This can be countries, cities, walking routes, anything really. Now, one of my favorite spreads, my year in Polaroids. I got an Instax Mini for my birthday in September, so I can actually stick Polaroids in there this time and not printed photos. I'm setting this up for 6 months until July, because I will probably switch to another bullet journal by then. So it is not technically my year in Polaroids, it's actually my half year in Instax prints, but you get the idea, right? Next up, a wish list. I've always incorporated this into my bullet journal. However, it will be especially important this year. I'm trying to be more minimal. I don't want to buy impulsively anymore, adding things to my life that I don't need. I want to buy what I need and what will, to quote Marie Kondo, definitely spark joy for me. So I'm separating the spread into need and want. The need I can buy myself, and the want are maybe more for birthday gifts. On the right page I made a schedule. Very simple but effective. I'm loving these washies though, am I right? If you have seen my previous videos, you will know my theme for January was self-care. I enjoyed this theme so much that I wanted to remind myself how to take care of me. I tend to forget this in the rush of life. So I started by printing some marble-ish picture and sticking it onto the paper with the same glue stick I talked about before. On the right page I wrote self-care and added circles on random spots on the page. I collected the most important doodles I used last month and drew them in the bubbles, like taking a bath, lighting a candle, eating healthy, and so on. I used a pink marker in this spread because it matches the marble and I really like the pink marble. On the marble I wrote, "The way you speak to yourself matters." Also a quote I stole from my January bullet journal. Now on to the future log. I am keeping this very simple because I never know how much I will have to write, so I'd rather keep enough space. I'm adding little calendars to keep an overview of the months. These are not easy to draw, but let me teach you a trick. I take my laptop and look at the monthly calendar of the month I'm working in. Then I write out the first week, and next I look at the dates of every Sunday and write those down. This way, when you continue, you have a checkup point at the end of every line, so you are sure you're still correct with your numbers. I made one mistake in this spread though. I started with January and should have started with February, but I didn't feel like doing the entire spread all over again. So we'll have to work with this. If you have seen my previous videos, you'll know I swear by the brain dump spread. Even though a bullet journal can be just as extensive as you need it to be, sometimes I have information in my head that I don't immediately have a place for to write it down. So the brain dump is just a collection of all these random thoughts. Alright, that was it for my 2021 bullet journal setup. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you did. I will see you in the next one. Lots of love!